Lorren, the king of spice, and I invented cooking.
Keith Lorren's lemon pepper scotch bonnet rib tips. Listen, I said it, I invented it, I know you're gonna love it. Listen, I almost slapped myself after making these ribs. So the first step we're gonna do is we're gonna pull back that membrane off the back and we're gonna trim off the fat. We're gonna take the fat off the front, we're gonna take the front off of the back, and it's gonna make the ribs really nice. After we take the fat off, we're going to start trimming it. So I'm going to take our slab of ribs and I'm going to cut off the rib tips and then slice the rib tips into individual portion sizes so that each person can get one if they like. And this, I would say, will feed about 10, 12 people, you know, if they're not too greedy. And we're gonna slice each of the ribs up into individual sizes, and then we can begin creating our luscious Keith Lorren marinade. So this is how we do that. But before we do, be sanitary, clean everything real good with bleach and vinegar. There we go. So now we're gonna take our ribs, we're gonna squeeze the juice of 2 lemons, we're gonna do a generous drizzle of Keith Lorren's Scotch bonnet hot sauce, and then we're gonna use a few tablespoons of Keith Lorren's lemon pepper seasoning. Y'all better stop being cheap, go out and get the best spices. You're not gonna have the same flavor if you don't. Next, we're going to add a little bit of Keith Lorren's seasoned sea salt for that salt content and a little bit more umami, and then loads and loads of freshly cracked black pepper. To cook it and to marinate the ribs, we're going to use a bottle and a half of beer. Any type of beer would work. Next step we're going to do is add our aromatics. So we're going to add about 4 garlic cloves, a large sprig of rosemary, and a celery stick. We're also going to add a spoonful of sugar, and we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of pure lemon oil. That's the secret now, that pure lemon oil is like lemon zest on steroids. Now, the key to cooking this is low and slow. It's just like barbecue. Now, y'all know I done been on TV, all kind of channels for my cooking. So, follow the steps, follow the secrets. Low and slow is the way to go. The more slower you cook it, the better, and the more tender, the more like butter that meat will be. It'll just fall off the bone. Next, we're gonna add 1 whole Scotch bonnet pepper. I like my ribs really spicy and lemony, and that Scotch bonnet is a really nice accent to this dish. If you don't have Scotch bonnet peppers, you can use a little bit more of Keith Lorren's Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. Also, add a onion to the stock while it's cooking, and it's gonna further flavor. And look at that! Y'all gonna have to hide y'all mamas. Somebody gonna get slapped, I'm telling you. Look at those ribs. Look at that beautiful color. They fall off the bone. And now it's time to let them dry a little bit. We're gonna season them with a little bit more of Keith Lorren's lemon pepper seasoning. And then we're going to sear them so that they're nice and crispy and tender. Oh my goodness. So add your butter to your nonstick skillet. We're gonna place the ribs meat side down. And as we do this, we're going to allow all of the caramelization to take place. We're going to begin basting those ribs in that butter so that all of the ribs can get that brown butter flavor. Look at that. Listen, I invented cooking. I invented this lemon pepper ribs. Y'all better know it. So after we baste it, we're going to remove these ribs off of the heat. We're going to flip them. Look at that caramelization. It doesn't get any better. It's like butter. I promise it'll melt in your mouth. So the next step is to do our finishing sauce. So to do that, we're going to take a clean pan. We're going to add butter into it, and we're going to set the butter with a little bit of fresh rosemary. If you want, at this point, you can add a little bit of more black pepper to make it nice and toasty, but this is fine. We're going to scent and fry up that rosemary in the butter, and we're going to add a little bit of the rib gravy that we've cooked with. Look at that. It's flaming up. It's spicy. It's flavorful. It's like I invented cooking. Listen, these ribs are to die for. So finally, we can take this sauce, spice it up a little bit more, add a few more Scotch bonnet dashes to it just to give it that last bit of flavor, and now we can plate it. And look at that. We're going to take that sauce with a little bit of fresh lemon juice, and we're just going to ladle it all over the ribs. Look at the shine. Look at it glisten. Look at it sparkle. It doesn't get any better than that. I promise your guests are going to absolutely love it. Y'all go to the Stop and Shop grocery stores and giant food grocery stores like KeithLorren.com and get y'all some spices. Shout outs to my YouTube homies David Preto, Roxana Toro, and Nick Brailsford for your continued support over the years. I appreciate y'all. And I hope you enjoy the recipes.
My name is Keith Lorren, the king of spice, and I invented cooking. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you.